Yeah, what's going on, family? It's your man B Miles coming to you live once again with another live stream. I actually want to come to y'all before we close out, this Sunday nights. Like how I promised, wanted to come back, tonight. Excuse me. Also with the rest of the crew and stuff like that. I'm definitely just want to get everything, I'm just warmed up and stuff like that. Let the check fill up some. I'm really not going to do too much talking up on the stream tonight because I felt like I did a lot of talking, especially over the last couple of days on the streams I've been doing. So I really want to give the guests, their time to speak. All right, there is Noble William Jolly Bay. He's on here. Definitely going to wait for more guests. Peace, brother.
Hey, Islam. Islam,
Islam,
peace,
peace.
peace and love.
Yep. Yeah, man, doing wonderful, man. Yes, I see the chat as I'm growing. Definitely want to wait to see like more guests going to be coming on and stuff like that. As I said, it's definitely some real serious times and stuff like that that we are living in. All right, good to see you, Angel Wise. It is definitely a critical time. There we go. And we got our brother right there, Noble Isaiah L. Good to see you, brother. It's definitely good to see you. And Noble William Jolly Bay. It's definitely good to see you, brother. And I'm definitely quite sure the guests are definitely going to be seeing. They're definitely going to be happy to see you come back. I'm definitely expecting B Forte, the movie Forte L to be on here, and also Nuss. So it's definitely good to see you, brother. And Noble William Jolly Bay, man, it's definitely good to see you on looking pretty sharp, brother. I can't hear you.
Peace and love. Appreciate it more.
Yeah, there you go, man. Yeah, definitely.
Cool,
More. It's definitely good, man. Noble William Jolly Bay, he right here.
Peace and love more.
Hey, peace and love, Noble. How you doing?
All right, how's everything?
Pretty good. All is well.
That's good.
Yes, definitely. So we definitely want to go ahead and get started tonight because there's definitely a lot of news that needs to be spreaded tonight. Like I said, if we feel as though this chat is really deep, it's definitely going to be going private and going to Patreon and stuff like that because we definitely want to get this taken down. So, like I said, it's definitely going to be some information because we're definitely careful about, excuse me, the censorship, but we still want to be able to get this information out to the people. And that's why I put it out there right about now. The clock is ticking because winter is coming and it's going to get cold real soon. So without further ado, I definitely want to give the floor to Brother Noble Way Isaiah L. And if also Noble William Jolly Bay wants to like chime in as well, he definitely will do so. And I yield.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot going on. We can start, here and then just branch out. But a lot of the people is, getting the jab threats and stuff like that with their employment. I talked to a lot of people. I can't get to everybody because I got a lot of calls that come in, but emails as well. But you know, like I said in the live stream I did, this is all about a whole agenda against our people. Um, so you going up and working it up to upper management and stuff like that. This is something that was planned for 50 years, okay, in the making. You have people who went to school to learn how to engineer our people into this situation. The great thing is, our people are the lowest amount of people who have taken the jab, 26%. So that means 3 out of every 4 of us have said no. And that's a great thing. We need to keep those numbers that low and lower, keep them going. And of course, this is according to the latest statistics on the whole jab itself. And you also know that in different territories, it varies. So it goes up and down in number. But on a collective uh, number for our nation, our people, our demographics is low. So it's always a plus, is always a good thing when you have that. So we just got to keep that going. And then we also see the effects, the side effects or consequences that's taking place because of that. A lot of people not taking the jab. They are now trying to crack down on people in employment. So that's the target. And you think that's not a worthy mention? Well, look at next the food industry. You know, you love to eat. Some of you think about eating right now. You're probably eating right now with your cameras off or watching this, but they're going to be affecting the food industry. You go to a restaurant, you're already starting to see CEOs and owners already beginning to want full verification that you got jabbed up. And that's where you need to really focus on and look at to pay attention to how France and the UK and other places are already implementing this with their apps for their, verification. Let me check the app and see if you got it, which will only last for 1 year. This is important because whatever happens to the rest of the world, you definitely know it's going to happen to you. So this is taking place on a large scale. They've been also talking about, Joe Biden been also talking about giving the jab to, they want to get most of, the so-called population. And this is a plan that he's trying to implement along with the jab passports. So constricting your right or freedom to move even more is about to take place. And this is all under the influence of Saturn, limiting your right to travel or freedom to move. But if you haven't been preparing for this and seeing what's really happening, I know this is working on a lot of levels. We know that if anytime you see a so-called president, which is the CEO of the corporation, signing executive orders left or right, you no longer have Congress. Okay, you have a club that fake make legislation or act legislation. So this is what you're dealing with people who are really just in office as a show. And whenever you have these so-called chief military directors, which is the CEO of the corporation, signing executive orders, this is where there's a dissolved type of government, okay? Because the only one who have the power to legislate and enact laws is your Congress. So you no longer have that. You never really did. This was a system of overthrow of our birthright in our state. Because we're not in our proper persons, this is what you see take place on our land. You're having foreigners tell us what to do as far as taking the jab, and it's getting worse in other locations where they're also enticing or now about to tell 12-year-olds in France that they have to take the jab before they go back to school. They're trying to hurry up and rush this stuff because there's a bigger agenda that's taking place. They're urging children to get the jab before they go back to school from 12 to 15 years old. And this is all happening in the UK, and they're really being hit, which is part of how you see our parents. You say you really love the children and you care for your children. Now nature is testing you to see if you really do, because you're being tested with this whole scenario in school and in so-called education systems. And remember, when you look at how all of this is playing out, you have so-called government officials buying up food, buying up guns, buying up ammunition, buying up a lot of the resources. If you are not careful and you're just going day to day, on autopilot, and you see that the stores, the shelves are not being stocked as fast, you see that the produce is gone, within a matter of days. really the markets only have 3 days worth of food, and then they re up. You really have to pay attention to this because as you'll start to see when it becomes in the open, um, China is a key player in this all. So a lot of people are hoping for China to, fall and go down, but you really got to look at a lot of the products and materials made from China that's in the economy here. So if China is getting hit, which they are, you see those dams being attacked through weather manipulation and weather wars. Then if that last dam that China has breaks, then you pretty much can say that's the last shipment that you'll get from Walmart or Target or all these other companies, because that will be the last shipment, and there will be no more of these things made from China. Okay, so and all of this is taking place because you have the same colonizers, foreigners that's doing this stuff to us. They actually are doing this to the rest of the world, where China is supposed to be the next world power, quote unquote. This is a battle of the elite going back and forth right now. And the nationals, the nations are caught in between of what's going on. So um, you also see during this whole scamdemic, you see a lot of the marriages, unions skyrocketing. According to the July statistics from Google dating apps, a lot of people are getting into unions, and which is a wise decision because if not, they are facing what's to come by themselves. You're talking about some stuff that we can't really say on YouTube because of the algorithm, but there's some stuff that is about to take place, and you're going to see on a whole different level that will really affect your psyche, the human psyche, where you see people murdered. You'll see a lot of these camps they talk about is already being activated, and it's already happening now. And a lot of the back and forth weather wars, where you see these eruptions of volcanoes in Indonesia. You see a lot of the California fires wiping out whole towns and counties. And that actually was a historic county. A lot of historical records about who we truly are, but it ironically burned. But they have a lot of fires taking place right now with 200 plus fires taking place. You really got to ask the question, what's going on? And during the summertime, you get a lot of rain and foggy weather. That's not from nature. That's from these different weather wars taking place with HARP systems, and then also Russia have their own, and the UK have their own HARP style systems. They're all battling right now. So again, Joe Biden is requiring all foreigners to get the jab to even come to the soil. So if you have to have full verification that you have been fully jabbed up. So this is the beginning of the next phase of their agenda. And to show you how bad it's getting, one of the so-called U.S. judges, we call them magistrates, U.S. magistrate ordered a man to get the jab as a part of an agreement for his probation. In order for him to get probation, to get out, he got to get the jab. So you already start seeing this type of thing take place. Let's see, what else do we have? The U.S. is also offering nationals, members from Hong Kong, citizenship over here. Okay, they're offering them asylum here because of China's assault on democracy, as they say. Okay, and for those who say that this is a democracy where the people vote and have free will, that is untrue. That is far from the truth, actually. So how is it that people from Hong Kong can get any benefits or things afforded to them when you're ignoring the people, the true heirs to the land right here. That's because you're dealing with colonizers who are robbing our estate. And this is only the beginning. You see, Joe Biden is a lot under this administration. He's allowing this stuff. And really, this is Obama's administration because this was his administration when he was in office. So this is an extension of Obama. And you see them offering all of these different type of things to people of Asian Oriental descent, while they ignore their own, while they ignore the people here. So they already let you know how they really think about you. I won't say feel. They think about you as the lower class. Also, on that note, the UK is also offering freedom of traveling to its citizens if they are fully jabbed up. When you already know, you already have a natural birthright to travel. You already have the freedom to travel. So why, if I have a natural, unalienable birthright to travel, why would I need to take the jab to further travel when I already have that right? That's because they converted your right into a privilege, okay? And they have taken away your rights in the name of privileges, okay? And our people accept privileges, and this is what keeps them at the lower class. Now, when Mike Pompeo, former de facto Secretary of State, said he called out Joe Biden and said, it's a shame that he didn't go after him, after China, for starting the jab. But you gotta ask yourself. Remember, they said that it started in Wuhan, China. Why would, if I'm Joe Biden, why would I go after the so-called same people that I'm allowing and working with to come into this soil to push an agenda to take over? Why would I go after them? So I mean, they all are a part of the same group. They're all a part of the same secret societies, and they really can't be trusted. And so now with this whole new variant, this is really, people really got to start waking up. And I'm glad that the numbers are low for our people, and they should remain that way or get even better with no new cases of our people taking it. I know that's not going to be possible, but they are now talking about the different variants. And when you look at the different variants, you really have to ask the question, how are they able to come up with all these variants and then have names for them already before any of it actually occurs? That's because they are patent, and they are also a part of their agenda. They're now talking about making or naming these variants after constellations. You gotta be real, wise to what they're doing. The only variants that they are coming up and creating, coming from Greek culture, that is a lot of the Delta and Sigma, Beta, all these different variations, Zeus, you name it. Now they're going to come up with constellation names. And it's funny, they're going through Greek alphabet, but have you all seen what happened in Greece itself with all of these fires that took place? A lot of, Greece is catching hell right now. A lot of them, they had over 200 wildfires that took place there. And like I said earlier, a lot of their fires is causing their people to evacuate. Okay, a lot of people are evacuating Greece right now. So again, let's go back to the jab in Australia. Stuff like this, 70%. They said that they will reopen once they get 70% of their people to get the jab. Now, I didn't see things where they try to bribe our people to get the jab through lottery, through food, through everything. And now people, again, they've been doing a great job with not getting it. But it can be better. And you see what they're actually projecting onto other nations. They're shutting them down entirely. They're creating apps. They're doing all these different techniques. You can't leave or can't enter into the country unless you got full verification. They also are talking about the jab wristbands and the jab passports. This is all real stuff. And they're also talking about October, huge date in Libra, really, really tough times coming for our people. Okay, October. If you have, let me say, evidence that you are property, which is birthright stealing instruments during that time, you're done. I just gotta say it like that. Even if you don't have it and you still have the mindset, you're done. So it's best if our people really just look at it from a different perspective and see what's really going on. Anytime they are, and when I say they, I'm talking about the corporate owners, are causing this situation, they're providing solutions by taking out variants. And then they also are providing or taking away your means to provide for yourself, affecting your base chakra. They are coming at you to take away your means to eat. And then they're saying, if you take the jab, then we'll, let you do what you naturally have a right to do by traveling, by working, by line of employment. Then you realize they're not really government. Governments do not seek to destroy and kill her own. They seek to protect and preserve. That's not what we're seeing now. And they are actually buying up a lot of the food and things of that nature now. So we've been telling people to stock up. It's about to get worse. I normally don't go down that path, but it's about to get worse. And you really need to start preparing now. There's other stuff that I would love to say about specific things dealing with preparedness, but I'm going to yield the floor right now if anybody have anything.
Peace. What's going on, brother Nuff? I see that you inside of the panel. It's good to see you as well, brother. You have anything like to add on to that?
Peace and love, peace, love, and Islam to my brothers on the panel. Much respect, much love. I agree with everything that the brother Noble Isaiah L is speaking about. The brother is really putting y'all on game. He really trying to get y'all prepared to what's going on. I remember when the brother was talking about the food shortages, and me and my empress immediately went and started stocking up food. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's something that we should do based upon the FDA paying people to burn down crops. A lot of the things that's in warehouses, foods and stuff that's inside the warehouses that's being withheld. They got barges that's in the ocean that's not allowed to come to port to unload their merchandise. What a lot of people, I think what I really think is that a lot of our people is just out here playing, and we're not really taking serious consideration of the times that we live in. No matter what, when you have people that's here to give you a certain level of information to help you, you have to pay attention to it, because you're not going to get this from nobody else. We have to actually take into account of our safety and security, bringing this type of information. The time that we spend aimlessly studying and researching this information. Just like the brother was saying about Greece. I saw it on TikTok how Greece is actually burning. you know, and they got to evacuate from Greece. I saw that on TikTok. But yet we see these things and don't think that these things are going to affect us. It's already affecting us. Because if y'all haven't paid attention to the different countries and all these leaders that have been assassinated or assassinated attempts because they didn't want people to take the jab, right? But yet we still think that this mandate from the Georgia Guidestones is a joke. We still want to sit up here and think that this is a joke. We still want to run around here and thinking that we can be Negro, black, colored, and otherwise, and think that we're going to get a fair shake in any of this. We have to be a nation of people. At the end of the day, we have to nationalize and be a nation of people. That's our only salvation. Our unity, just like my brother Isaiah always say, our unity is our remedy. If we're not ready to unite, we're going to continue to be servants and subject to this system that we say we hate so much. Oh, you tired of the system. You tired of paying taxes. You tired of paying rent. How about saying F the system? We are our own nation of people. Let's do the work and stop talking about it. Let's actually do the work and stop being complacent as to the times and what's going on right now. We really have to be cognitive to what's going on right now. We up here thinking that we got another 5 to 10 years. No, we don't. We ain't got the time or the luxury to sit up here and just sit on our hands and not do the work. We actually have to do the work. We have to be proactive for our own liberation. We can't wait for nobody to say, okay, here you go. This is what it is. If a person have a plan and have a foundation and a blueprint to help us and do our liberation, why are we still sitting on our hands and not being active? We have to become active as a nation of people to become an actual nation. And if we're not active, we're going to continue to get the treatment and the mistreatments and the injury that we keep getting up under law, the Constitution, because we don't know it. People don't study. People don't read books. Not that they can't read, they don't want to read. They don't want to understand what law is. They don't want to understand what history is. They don't want to understand who we are as a nation of people. So I hate to be so blunt and but that's me. You know, that's just how I am. I'm passionate about this. You know, because I have children and I know I'm going to have grandchildren. And I just want to have something for them to build upon. Not just words, but some things, some actionable items that we can leave behind for our children to build upon the foundation that we laid down. And I yield the floor.
Oh yeah, I mean, because if not, we're talking about by the time this, you know, they're calling for a total shutdown. Or at least Biden administration is by the by before mid-August. So this is within a couple of days. And for those people who doubt this information or really don't get it yet, it just would be casualties because a lot of people think that it's going to go back to the old ways. And right now, they have already implemented technology like Sophia from Hong Kong Polytechnic University. And during this whole shutdown, they've been implementing these different androids and technology to replace our people. And it's becoming more evident, which was already evident, but more in your face, that they're trying to replace. Now, the first wave that they rolled out in earlier the year, the robots and androids and machines, they malfunction. So this was a chance for them to come back and do it again once they recall it, open up, everybody lift the ban. You can go out to give the illusion that everything will get back to the way it was, but then they go back and fix what needed to be fixed and then come back and implement, re-implement the AI. And that's what the direction they're headed towards. And you got to ask yourself why. Ask yourself, why are they say wear a mask, then don't wear a mask, then wear 2 masks, then don't wear a mask. Now you need to wear a mask. Okay, so the back and forth, all the while the FDA never approved the jab, and a lot of people are hesitant to take the jab. So now they have something better for you. We know a lot of you take pills, so they have jab pills now for you. So just be careful, even when you take in like Tylenol, Bayer, all these different pills. You gotta be ready for that as well. The main person who brought to light the information about the cure or how to cure this whole thing, Dr. Emanuel, she is actually suing the hell out of CNN right now for 700, one of those numbers. She's trying to sue them into oblivion, to put them away. So she has that active right now. You got to really watch her. I hope she can keep that protection, because she's in that spotlight. But she also talked about there being other outside influences in so-called seats of office, that they are not really human. So we've been saying that. A lot of people have been saying that for a while, that the so-called officials are not human. And we already knew that. They even put it in the shows. They put it everywhere. And this is why this is why we've been telling you to really realize who you are and come together.
Yep.
You don't want to come together now, guess what? You're going to be forced to.
Yep.
You're going to be forced to.
They got no choice. We really don't have no choice. And I don't mean to interrupt your spiel, brother.
Mm-hmm.
But see, this what our people don't seem to understand, is that all of these things that's happening right now, they already planned it 20, 30, 40 years before this even happened. And the reason why we behind the black ball is because we never took the time to actually do the science and do the knowledge. Now we have a certain remnant of people that done that. You know what I'm saying? That really did the study and did the research and came with the information to save our people. But we have COINTELPRO agents that's also within the community, because they don't want the rise of the Black Messiah. And the Black Messiah isn't one person. It's our nation. That's the Black Messiah. And until we can really understand our power, if we can really understand that, if we just said, you know what, we're gonna let everything go and come together as a people and do what we do and put the world on notice as to who we are. Do y'all know we can actually stop every wheel of commerce on this planet? Stop. It will stop immediately, because they're gonna have to understand where we come from, because we are the heirs of the planet. We are the heirs of the land. Do y'all not understand how important this is? You really have to understand and wrap your heads around how important it is for us to be who we are and stop playing games. We ain't got time for another Versus. We ain't got time for another fashionable trend or another spiritual trend. We have to do this work now, man. We can't keep playing and thinking that something is going to happen and something. We have to do the work. We have to do it. Ain't nobody gonna do this work for us but us. And if we can't wrap that around our head, we might as well just lay down and die, period. We have to really know that we are the ones that have to do this work. Ain't nobody gonna do it for us. Ain't nobody gonna come save us. Ain't nobody done it yet. So it's up to us to do it. And I yield the floor.
That's right. It's up to us to do the work. I mean, you got to think about think about how first of all, Earth itself, Earth, Tiara, Gaia, whatever you want to call her, Earth herself has laws to existence. She does not go over category 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hurricane, tornado, earthquake, any of that. She doesn't do that naturally. So whenever you see a tsunami off the coast of Alaska, whenever you see a 8.2 magnitude earthquake, that is not natural. And this is from the so-called people that you say our government or the government. They're not our or they're not the. These are foreigners claiming everyone in the world's birthright. And just like Dr. Emmanuel said, who actually came with the jab cure, she actually said that her mother, they're not fully human. And she's a doctor. So for y'all who say, you know, I trust doctors, well, she said that. She said that about the ones that you think are legit. So we already know they're not legit, but that's also something that you need to take into consideration, as well as a lot of the pedophilia is being cracked down on in silent, but it's also coming out in public. They have now the YOLO box. The YOLO box with a whole bunch of live streamings to distract you from different platforms. Now, the Disney officials are being cracked down on. Marvel officials are being cracked down on. So they continue to generate to make you think that things are still running smoothly with all of the videos and stuff going on, but really they're getting detained in the background. There's a lot of sealed indictments taking place or being unsealed to detain certain people. And they're trying to put this in effect while the elitists are trying to wipe us all out. And you can actually see that if you really pay close attention to what's going on, you still see Obama in the background for the Biden administration, which is truly his. And you also see Trump still in the background. Now, what happened out of Maricopa County, Arizona, they reviewed those Supreme Court alleged Supreme Court magistrate or judge reviewed the ballots and seen that it was voter fraud and seen that a lot of those so-called ballots came from China, who was working closely with China, Joe Biden, and sent it to be reviewed, and now they're passing it along. So you may see this whole thing of Trump getting back into office. However, a lot of people are being watched right now because the so-called Department of Homeland Security is watching for people like us talking about his return, and they don't want that. So you got that taking place right now. He was just there as a sign, a signifier of what's to come. He was put in office over Hillary, and Hillary really pissed him off with her trifling self. She was, doing all type of stuff with the email. So they put him in office to basically guide the ship, but they were not expecting him to go off rails like how he is now. He still is with them, but he's also has his own agenda.
That's a fact.
We know he's a Knights Templar, but that's also how this whole thing with Nassar comes into play. Um, that's also why the Pope actually started to recruit and make his military bigger. A lot of people may think, what, the Pope got a military? Yeah, he got military. His army is huge, the Vatican army, which they claim is their own jurisdiction.
Yep.
Okay, so this is how you know a lot of our people are deceived. You think you see a religious leader, but you don't understand or comprehend his political power. Okay, and that's what's taking place. And a lot of people cracking down on him too. Speaking of crackdowns, Prince Andrews is actually being he may actually be charged in New York for sexual assault. Okay, so it's a lot of stuff coming out right now. A lot of people, so-called high names, Jeffrey Epstein, his right-hand people, Bill Gates, a lot of them are being exposed right now.
Even Governor Cuomo. That's
exactly.
That's another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's being exposed, and he's refusing to leave. So that tells you what type of government you truly think you have.
Right.
He said, molestation or not, I'm staying in office. So this is what our people are so ignorant, meaning they ignore ignorance. They ignore the government protocols that's in place to secure their protected birthrights. Kumo is, you hear talks of this door-to-door stuff. What are you going to do with the door-to-door stuff? That's a big question right now. If you are classed as undesirables, you really have no say. So the things that you can do is notify. Now, what are you going to do when they start coming outside of that? Do you answer the door? No, you don't have to answer the door. And that's one of the ways that they're getting around it, because they're saying that they're not soliciting. They're just inquiring. So if they're inquiring, you don't have to prove who you are to them. Just don't answer the door. But anybody have anything at this time? I'll open up the floor again. Okay. Now, I know a lot of times we get into our ego side, and we say that we're going to kick their asses and we're going to do all this stuff. But let's not trip and forget that these people have been practicing this stuff for generations.
Yep.
And where they are headed now, you think Elon Musk is buying up all this land for nothing and then building underground? That's where they're planning to go.
Wow.
Will you be able to do the same thing when a lot of these weather wars take place? No. So you're dealing with COVID on one thing, you're dealing with jabs on another end, then you're dealing with forced. They're forcing you out of your employment with the jab. Then they are forcing you out of the markets, because now you got to prove that. So it's a lot of layers before you even think you're going to get to power. Okay, so
Noble right there. So would that explain that they're trying to go outer space, but they actually going inner space? They going underground instead of going to Mars and the moon and stuff like that. They're really going underground.
Is that exactly? It's kind of like you seen Jeff Bezos go to the moon or Mars, whatever, him and his brother. That's on one. That's just for the public's eye to see. But wouldn't it make more sense if I just build underneath the ground, if just in case some cataclysmic event take place on top of the surface, and then kill off and wipe off all the heirs, and then come from underneath the surface once all of the chaos is over, and then claim this planet as my own, even though it's not mine? This is what's actually taking place, and our people can't see that. You don't have long. You don't have a lot of time. A lot of people won't live. You literally have a few years left to live. Uh, there's other stuff that I wish we could say, but I know how the whole thing works. But this is what's going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it light too, brother.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to keep it light too, because when we really actually see, because I read the Secret Covenant. It's this PDF that I got called the Secret Covenant, and these people are diabolical, man. They don't care about none of y'all. They don't care about none of us. You know what I'm saying? And the only way that we can overthrow them is know what they're doing and know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way, because they just like us. They just like us. It's nothing different than who they are, and who we are. It's just that they control the power of commerce and what's given to them through their theft and colonization. But the thing is, they keep our people in a state of fear, where we're so afraid of the powers that be that we're not willing to sacrifice and say, you know what? Fuck the system. Excuse my language. Fuck the system. I'm not paying rent. I'm not paying the car note. I'm not going to church. I'm not paying taxes. I'm not going to school. I'm not going to my job. That's what they fear. They fear that we will wake up. So they do all these diabolical things with the television and the music and things on YouTube and TikTok and social media and stuff to keep us still projecting fear to each other, when we are the ones that they fear. Only thing we got to do is put fear in their butts and start moving as a nation of people. That's our only remedy, y'all. That's our only remedy. There's nothing besides that. And if we actually think that anything outside of that is going to give us any type of remedy or salvation, we are delusional, because it ain't worked yet. We've been trying it since Reconstruction, and it ain't worked. So it's time for us to really figure out and do some real self-inventory to really figure out what we want to do. Do we want to continue on this plane and on this realm? Or do we just want to let it all go and just go back to the ethers? Because that's the only choice we really actually got at this point. Because we have to really understand the gravity of this. If y'all still want to be on this material, physical plane and doing what we're doing, let's do something to make it happen. If not, lay down and die. That's your only choice. Liberate, unite, or die. And I hate to be morbid about it, but based upon what I've been seeing and the information I came in contact with, there's no time for us to just sit here and sit on our hands. It's time for us to do the work. Everybody talking this consciousness and spirituality and I'm God and I'm this and I'm that. Let's do the work. Let's stop playing. I got my little boy, my son right here right now at my ankles. We ain't got time to keep sitting up here playing. And this coming from my passion, this coming from my heart, because I love my people. But I also love my family and I love myself. So we really have to understand and get into a certain mindset of us being a nation of people, instead of continuously being scattered out here calling ourselves Black, Negro, Colored, Indian, Aboriginal, and all this. Let's come and be a nation of people and bring our unity through our remedy. And I yield the floor.
Peace be Forte. I see that you came up in the chat. Peace more. And is there anything you'd like to add up in the chat? B Forte, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. What's going on? Islam, everybody. Look who's on the panel tonight. Hey, Isaiah, what's up, brother? I knew you was going to smile when I said that. What's going on? How everybody doing?
We doing wonderful, man.
Peace and love, Islam, more.
Great.
I don't have nothing really to say anymore. I said a lot of stuff lately. I just want to say y'all better keep your eyes on that goddamn weather. Y'all already heard about the fires. And you want to keep your eyes on everything, all your surroundings, even down to the people. Because the people are acting real crazy out here. They're acting just like the true zombies that they are.
Yes, they are.
So that's what I really want to say. And just, nationality been a key component for the last couple years. We've been talking about it. The main thing is really also is to build up your finances. Also now about financial literacy. That's the first thing that as a nation, we all have to focus on, financial literacy as well. We need to know how currency works, and know that the real currency was always the water, and we have to flow like water. We already been going through the different currents of the different waves. So my thing is we have to stop making these waves and start building up the currency and bringing everything move in a sense of flow. One of the things that our people are facing, truthfully, our people face is the ego. We can talk about everything all day, but our people still are stuck on their ego. And what is one of the things that they're stuck on for us ego? Out here in the streets, I'm a real nigga. And that's what the guys say. Even the women say that. Some of the women say, I'm a bad bitch. I'm just saying, all this stuff we just got to wake up on, but we got to focus on what we have to do at hand. And that's also learning about how finances work. Law, finances, and spirituality go hand in hand. Period. All three of them go hand in hand. We have to master each one of those.
That's a fact.
If you don't, guess what? Your black ass gonna bring your black ass back down here because the great mother gonna say, nigga, you didn't learn shit. Bye. Go back down there. That's why a lot of us on this panel came down here, because a lot of us were actually forced down here, and a lot of us, some of us was, how can I put it? Volunteered to come down here. Some of us got the boot. Like, nigga, go ahead down that bitch, bye. Come on down here. Some of us went against the great mother. Okay? And a lot of us went through the egos from ancient time, and now we had to keep on reincarnating until we got the picture. Some of us are here for the very last time, and some of us are not. Because we have not mastered the three things I said: finances, law, spirituality. Those three, all of those are science in itself. You cannot get nowhere without having the other two or the other one, because they all coexist together. It's about solutions, and enough talk is about solutions. That's what we have to bring to the table now. We've been bringing solutions, but now it's time to really start doing what we got to do as a people. Everybody's not going to make it. We got to realize that. Everybody's not going to make it. Some of the people are going to bring their asses back down here happy-go-lucky, and next thing you know, they're going to be back down here through the womb of a woman again. That's the harsh reality that we have to face. And that's what I really want to just touch bases on, is that we can talk and keep on saying this stuff all day. But how many people want to listen? And how many of us want to take our own initiatives and do what we got to do? Because all of us got things that's in our way too in life. It's called life.
Yep.
Many of us take our time to be on the panel to try to discuss things and try to put solutions out there. But many people of our people don't want to take the solution. They want everything given to them on a silver platter. Guess what? It ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
This is not silver spoons with the young version of goddamn Alfonso Ribeiro, whatever his name is. It's not like that. We're not doing no silver spoon shit over here. And I'm just saying, it's time to just stop talking and do what we got to do. I've been listening. I've been observing. I've been seeing how the world is reacting. I even see how people react here in this city that we're in. I see how our people interact with each other. I see how other nations are collaborating with each other.
Yeah.
But yet still, the problem with our people is the ego, and everybody wants to be leaders.
Hey, B Forte, can I
Yes.
ask you a question, Noble?
Yes, sir.
Now, we see what's going on in Cuba and South America and France when they actually out here revolting, and they like, we're not going with this system. We're like, they like F the system. We got to take our destiny in our own hands. Why is it that our people is so slow to have that type of vigor? It actually seeing what's in front of us. Why our people don't have that type of vigor? And this is just a question I'm asking. I'm quite sure. I'm just giving you this question. I know the answer, but I want this to be for the overall chat. Why we don't have that same vigor that these third world countries is having for their independence and freedom, but yet we over here still acting like niggas. And I yield the floor.
One of the reasons that we are still how the way we've been conditioned. You know, I can go into details about the different coons, the different betrayals that took place amongst our people because they wanted to fit in. They wanted to fit in with the masses. That's a couple of things right there. Another thing is envy, jealousy, hate, all of that is connected too, along with their self-hatred. Okay. Every leader that took place amongst our people was assassinated.
Yeah.
And there was a betrayal that took place amongst our people. There was it was either over a woman, money, and power. Jealousy plays a part in all of that, hatred, and so on. We got to face the facts. That's what happened. The universe always bring a leader our way, and there's always somebody that's going to assassinate their character or assassinate them, put them in the public eye, in the tabloids, and give them a bad name.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, that's one of the issues. That's one of the issues that we face every day as a people, because you still have people waiting for a leader. Where's the leader? You are your own leader. This is not 1960 and none of that stuff anymore. You are your own leader. We have to come into grips with that. We're still waiting for a spook to come save us with a white toga on with blonde hair, blue eyes, still trying to wait for that person to come. That ain't gonna happen. White baby Jesus ain't gonna save your ass. Only way you're gonna get saved if you save yourself and start applying what you need to apply for survival. I mean, I didn't hear the brothers talk numerous times the same stuff over and over. Yours truly too. And it's like you can't keep on being repetitive over and over again, because our people are so fucking hard-headed. They are. Let's just be honest. Everybody on this panel know damn well our people hard-headed as shit. And I did, you know what the hell I'm talking about, because you got that bottom lip looking like, yep. You know they hard-headed as heck. Everybody know they hard-headed. You see how you got the eyebrow raised up? Everybody know our people are hard-headed as hell.
Yeah.
We can say the same thing over and over and shit won't get done. You can bring a solution to them and they'll ignore that shit. But as soon as somebody like a goddamn on Tim Robbins or whoever come out of nowhere and say, hey, this is, or Jordan Maxwell, this is what this is, and this is what this is. They'll listen to you, they'll listen to them, but when it comes down to us, no. It's a part of the conditioning. Period. That's what it is. I mean, I yield the floor. I just want to say that's what it is. Our people just effed up. And I hate to curse like this or use so-called profanity, but I speak like this because after a while you get fed up of seeing the same scenario. Because I'll be damned I came down this motherfucker to be doing this again. I ain't come back down here and start doing the same thing with the same hard-headed people. Because after a while it gets draining. We have to realize that if you don't get it this lifetime, there's another lifetime. You won't see nobody on here on it in it though. Just saying. So that's what I want to say.
Brother Isaiah, you like to continue, brother? I can't hear you.
You're on mute, brother. You're on mute.
So yeah, exactly. I just pulled up something to go with everything that's been said. Joe Biden just they're in the process of doing this bipartisan contract to implement 1.1 trillion Federal Reserve notes into an infrastructure bill, and it's supposed to work for um, roads. You gotta ask yourself why you need roads if they're trying to restrict traveling. Bridges. The question is where they're gonna put these bridges at. You know, they're gonna put them in the hood near your grandmother's house, because wherever we are as a populace, and they put bridges and highways and things like that. That's called financially locking us into a certain class, and is really affecting us and not allowing us to build generational wealth through businesses, because you have these highways there. Okay, transportation means there. So they're investing in that. So you got to ask the question, where are they going to be putting these bridges, highways? They also invest in some of this financing to broadband networks. Now you already know they rolled out the 5G, but they also been those towers that AT&T own, and Sprint and Verizon, all of them really is one carrier. There's many different flavors. So when you say I got AT&T, I got T-Mobile, really they're all the same, under the same people, just different providers, which is really coming from one provider. They are controlling the towers that belong to your ancestors. And I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to empower you, but that's true. That this is your land, and that belongs to your ancestors. So this is part of the reason why we need to come together, because we should be getting compensated for them using the towers. You know, a lot of you pay for a phone bill, quote unquote, allegedly. You have these different things. This is something that is a part of your estate, but they're investing this 1 trillion into a lot of these different things, and 550 billion of this is going into a large part of the infrastructure, allegedly. Now, common sense would tell me, if you look at all the stuff that's taking place, they're actually going to do this. You know, a lot of this finance is going to go towards building underground. You talk about building underground, again, those underground cities, tunnels, towns. They already have this because we built this stuff in ancient Egypt. Well, he cooked it, but they're going to. It hasn't been used so long by them. That's why they're reinvesting all of this stuff back into it. But let's just read some of the statistics where a lot of this finance is projected to go. When we look at the roads, bridges, and major projects, 110 billion is going into that. Again, you got to ask the question, whose roads, okay, as far as neighborhoods, what bridges, are you talking about highways, and then what major projects are they talking about, because that's not disclosed. Passenger and freight rail, okay, we already know what happened at the Suez Canal. The Suez Canal, they busted with child trafficking and weapons of mass destruction and drugs. They have passenger and freight rail, that's 66 billion. the freight rail. Okay, where's all of this, technology going into? What is it? What is it for? Okay, these are some of the questions you need to ask. Broadband infrastructure, 65 billion. Okay, again, I thought you all just secured and upgraded to 5G. It's supposed to be a fast network, all this type of stuff. What broadband specifically are you talking about? And what are you going to be using it for? Water infrastructure, such as eliminating lead pipes, 55 billion. Why are you investing all of this stuff, all of this finance into these different projects right now? Okay, what are you planning for? Public transit, 39.2 billion. This sounds good on the surface. I know a lot of people don't have convenience. You ride a bus, train, different ways to get around. But are they talking about public transit as far as for the people, or are they talking about stuff like how they build for the Virginia Tech, Virginia Tech space elevator? Okay. You're talking about the Virginia Tech space elevator, also Florida University. They also worked on this to build this all the way up to space, and then also the fastest moving bullet train from underground from here to Florida in 16 minutes or less. So where's it going to? Then you look at the resiliency, including food and wildfire mitigation. There's a lot of wildfires going on right now. There's a lot of food shortages going on right now. On the surface, this all looks good, but is it going to go to creating more real organic food, or is it going to go towards GMO or hybrid? I know a lot of people talk about this person is a clone, that person is a clone, and everybody's a clone. But again, your food is cloned. And that's more important. So they're putting 47.2 billion into the crops, into the agriculture, into the food. Ecosystem restoration. Now they've been dumping fish into water streams. Okay, dumping fish from a airplane, dumping them. Okay. I gotta look at it too. I love fish. Okay, I like fish, but this is what they've been doing. So affecting the ecosystem. The crops are hit. If we were to look at the droughts that's taking place in Seattle, really all over, as far as the crop industry goes, there's major droughts that's taking place that's been hit by the weather wars between U.S., China, European Union. Which, by the way, the prime minister for the prime minister for Hungary told the European Union, 17 countries, stay the hell away from our children with your trans agenda, your vax agenda, all this stuff. So he stepped up. The question is, will we? But weatherization, okay, HARP systems, Russia, their HARP system, Europe, their HARP system. So war is not just physical. You're dealing with biological, you're dealing with spiritual, you're dealing with weather, you're dealing with chemical. You got a lot of different type of war. So weatherization, that's general. You probably got more specific with that. Cybersecurity. Right now they're blaming a lot of information, a lot of information theft on China and things of that nature. I'm trying to think of the guy's name. I'm trying to look him up. He just lost 187 billion. I'm trying to look him up real quick. Can't remember all this stuff. I'm trying to remember his name. I'm trying to look him up real quick. Okay, here we go. So China tech tycoon loses 87 billion of wealth after Beijing crackdown. So they're trying to crack down on all this all this technology, cyber theft. You might see on YouTube a lot of fake comments, a lot of spam type comments, and it's being infiltrated. The system is infiltrated. Cybersecurity. So of course, in war, you definitely need to do that in technology, and the age of information. Electrical vehicle infrastructure, including chargers, 7.5 billion. Now, if you do the real research, you'll see that in Egypt, we already had electric cars. We had electric power, turbines, all different type of stuff. Everything was already electric. The cities, we had a lot of different things that was already electric. A lot of the stuff you see today is not new. Tesla is not new. Or the Tesla type of conveyances, electric power conveyances, is not new. In fact, Nikola Tesla is not the first one to discover, harnessing Earth's natural energy. It was Granville T. Woods, a person who was falsely called black, who was a Moor. In this age, in many other ages, it was people who look like us as well. But when you look at, again, 7.5 billion into these type of things. So you talk about gas prices and inflation going up now, the whole switch out technique to the electric that's coming. No longer gas. I mean, they're going, of course, if you was an oppressor or a colonizer, you would milk the system to get as much as you can. That's just common sense. Electrical vehicle infrastructure, including chargers. So again, that's 7.5 billion. Addressing legacy pollution, including cleaning up brownfield and Superfund sites, reclaiming abandoned mine lands, plugging orphan oil and gas wells. That's going to cost 21 billion. So they're trying to claim land, abandoned mine lands, something that's not theirs, something that belongs to your ancestors. They're trying to claim your ancestor stuff. So you really got to look at this. They're investing. You put your finance where your heart is. They're putting their finance where it is. It's in cheating, stealing people's birthrights. This is a part of your estate. So the new financing, this is where the new finance is going to come in. The proposal is to go to the Joint Committee on Taxation and Congressional Budget Office, repurposing unused COVID-19 relief funds, 210 billion. So what does this mean? They're going to have sales of future spectrum auctions and proceeds of February from 2021. This will be 87 billion. Economic growth of 56 billion. Return of unemployment insurance funds from states, 53 billion. Delaying Medicare Part D rebate rule, 51 billion. Applying information reporting requirements to cryptocurrency, 28 billion, which cryptocurrency is not secure, is actually getting its tail whipped. Reinstating Superfund fees, 14.5 billion. These are some of the numbers. So I'll just give you some perspective on some of the numbers from where this bipartisan bill, alleged bill, infrastructure bill, is going towards. Now, if they're doing this with the infrastructure bill remember, this is in the public eye, saying it's going on the surface. All of this stuff is going towards the surface. I challenge you all to think deeper and see that they're not just going to invest 1 trillion into the surface. It's going beneath the surface as well. So Elon Musk, with SpaceX and NASA and everybody, it's funny. Maryland has a lot of the headquarters for a lot of these companies, and guess they're moving from Maryland. NSA moved from Maryland to Utah, so they're moving. Okay, it's not where it's at to be because you see more lucrative land to take. Okay, and this is your ancestors' land, and they're investing finance into what they care about. So it's really important for our people to get themselves prepared for what's to come. Whenever you see these type of constant recycling fiat or recirculating fiat back into the land, you call them dollars, but they're actually Federal Reserve notes. 117 countries are going to drop at the same time the Federal Reserve note. And it's coming to you soon, but they're actually investing in it because the heirs to the land, part of the way to get them out of here is through, jab them up. So that's what's taking place. And, we keep telling people to get prepared. There's nothing that you really haven't heard already, but just giving you more insight to what's going on. And I yield.
Would anyone else like to add anything?
Yeah, Islam. I wanted to add on that, about the people out here today. I'm noticing a lot of people, a lot of melanated people that look like us, they really are not who we think they are sometimes. A lot of them have a Caucasian spirit, but have melanated skin. And that's why a lot of confusion is going on also. A lot of them, are really jealous of who they know they are not, even though they look like me and you. They want to be better than the Caucasian. They feel like they have something to prove to them. I'm working with a lot of them right now from my old job, my original job. I'm working 2 of them, and I noticed that because they got height and strength, back in the day they used to call them bucks. These kind of Negroes, they want to use you to make money off of you, and not really do the work. They want to look like they doing the work, but they want you to do it for them. They want to be the new slave master. A lot of these Negroes, they want to be also act like they street people. Like they still in the streets, but they want to be on these jobs. That's a very dangerous thing, because they got these Caucasians thinking that these people are real employees, but they really trying to manipulate people that's really decent on jobs and really trying to make their wages to pay their bills and take care of their families. It trips me out. A lot of people don't call these Negroes out. It's so many things I see, and I just sit back and just question it. And that's just one aspect. Another thing, it came to me too. I wondered, where's the melanated woman's soul at? She gets a lot of credit for just being a woman, but she takes the credit away from her men, and she gives it to the Caucasian men and their women. But she want to be them too. And her men still desire to want to be with her. But we don't get desired by her. Other nationalities of women desire us, but not saying they necessarily supposed to be with us, but when they do get with us, they show us more appreciation than our own sisters, our own mothers, and our own, things like that. And we wanna knock that, knock these other nationalities of women because they with the brothers, but at the same time, it goes back to also I said it's a lot of melanated men and women that look like us, but they Caucasians, and the Caucasians really not doing nothing to melanated people that like me and you. It's more of our own people that look like us. So we gotta check that too. Now you.
I want to say something real brief. There is spiritual warfare going on, and it's about those that are in tune with nature and those that are not in tune with nature. Those that are going to go ahead and deal with the original practices that was given to us by our ancestors, and those that want to sell it out and get it westernized or not even deal with even practicing it. Pretty much it's like selling their souls. So that's what's also going on, and this has been going on for a very long time. And that is what's really also happening out there. A lot of these ancient practices have been watered down, saturated, and so on because of the power that's behind it. But it can always regenerate itself by us going back into them. So that is what also we are facing as a people. That it be on a more realistic level. And another thing is, a beloved of mine said something. One of my love said something. That Earth is on the fifth dimension already, and she's waiting for us to come back with her on the same frequency. So that goes into the ancient spiritual practices of realigning yourself back to the ancestral spirits and so on. When you do that, you're aligning yourself back to the spirit realm, and also you become one with the universe or the universe or the cosmos. And we are not doing that. That's another thing that we're facing. A lot of us still stuck in dogma and religion and so on. And that's what I wanted to put out there. Hey, Isaiah, you looking sharp in that daggone uniform, sir. Yeah. So just want to let you know, can y'all hear me loud and clear?
Yep.
You can hear me. Okay. Yeah.
You can continue now, Isaiah. I said, can you hear?
Yeah, there you go. There we go.
What?
It's like going out a little bit, but yeah. So I mean, it's just a lot of things to look out for on the surface. You see one thing, and then of course you see what's going on in the background. Here you have you see when it comes down to them being united, they are. You have Hillary leaking emails, committing treason against her own people. Did they prosecute her? No. You see the same thing take place with Fauci emails. Did anything happen to him? No. But when it comes down to our people, we are pit bulls. We will tear each other apart, and it's really it's unfortunate. And it's not even about us versus them. It's really about the principles of self-love. Can't talk about doing anything without that principle. So we gotta love ourselves. And the brother, touched on a lot of principles of self-love. Some of our people think they honorary Europeans, but they don't know that your time is coming as well. So I just hope that this resonated with you all as far as seeing what's really going on. There's a lot going on. And of course, certain things you can't even say, but you just try to bring you what we can. And hope that you all will take action from this. You've been doing good without taking the jab. Got the lowest percentile rate. Still not 100%, but we'll take that for now. Let's keep doing better. Keep spreading the word, and let's continue to keep our eyes open and be alert and start building. At least building with your loved ones. Remember, what's about to come down the pipe is not what people have been expecting or hoping for. This is you're about to see a whole nother world that you have never seen. So just keep that in mind, and I would take any questions if anybody have any.
Any questions? Put them inside of the chat. If you have any questions, put inside of the chat. Because we're going to go on for maybe about maybe 15, 20 minutes max. So we just want to make sure that any questions get answered before we get up out of here. All right, we got a question my PH right here.
The best herbs to get as far as what? Is Nasara still being activated? In part, yes, and in part, no. But the whole derailing of stealing the so-called election from somebody that was put there to be assigned to implement it. But then you also see the crackdowns with the sealed indictments, and now you're starting to see this stuff become more public with people being openly detained. 17 officials from Disney at Florida have been detained in a pedophilia ring sting, as they call it. So yes, even Kumo, he's being hit up right now. That's why so much talk about him right now. For a person who's already taken a jab, is there any way to reverse its effects? You have to get rid of the free radicals, and Dr. Emmanuel, she put the blueprint out there to do that. You definitely want to get rid of any traces of the nanoparticles, because remember, these are all patented, and that's property. So they own what's in you, so you become property. So you definitely want to get that stuff out of you. She put the protocol out there, Dr. Emmanuel, mother from Africa. Do you have an idea when we will see the beast leave? I think we should focus more on us staying than them leaving, because they're trying to make us there was a people on the face of the earth called the Tasmanian people, and in the media or towards the local public, they called them devils, and then they end up disappearing them. So I think we need to focus on us staying here versus getting rid of them. because nature works funny. Nature will get rid of them, and I'm not saying it to be dogmatic. Um, Earth has already begun to get hotter. It's just that the weather wars won't really allow you to see that. So, but the beasts are so-called going underground now. So you really need to think, why are they going underground? Something going to happen on the surface? I think that way. I ain't telling you how to think, but just think about that. The best herbs for cleansing, strengthening immune system. Yeah, you got sea moss gold, bladderwrack. Got a lot of different herbs uh, that you can take to strengthen the immune system. Uh, Things heavy in zinc. Um, you know, so I would actually look up. She has a whole protocol for that. Along with, we know, Dr. Sebi, a lot of other people as well, Dr. Laila. They all have different protocols. Um, I was jumping. Uh, how is there any remedy for father rights? I lost child to DCF. They took my child after her mom died. Claim, if you can claim your child as your property, your child is your property. They literally, this is where they come from. They're an extension of you that come from your body. So they are property of you, which you are property of the earth. So they can't claim that you claim your child. How about powers, energy, body changing? Yeah, our bodies are changing. Um, the sun. We have a binary sun system now, two suns, and but you can't see because of the weather wars. But this is supposed to activate the carbon 12 within us, uh, and the carbon 12 activated will also ignite the um, other strands of DNA that they call junk DNA that's within inside of us. It's kind of like when, I don't know if you all seen when that mother, her child was underneath of a car in conveyance, and she lifted it up because of the situation. So it's kind of like that with our people. They gotta get their ass kicked in order to get it activated, which is unfortunate, but that's what it looks like it's have to happen. Um, uh, how do we get rid of this generational curse? Um, well, that's a great question. How do you get rid of this generational curse? Well, evaluate what is the generational curse, what it is, how did it happen, when did it happen, why is it happening, and then you can answer the question better. Uh, because the generational curse, you know how our people, like with hip hop or music, every week a song is released and now we on to the next song. A song can become old within a month to our people. But you look at the Dogon or the Doggin, um, that's not the case. They keep the same tradition for generations. And that's not what happened with our people. We switch so much. That's not culture. That's not national principles. That is something that is strange, kind of. Uh, Hold up, I'm trying to go back. Well, the way to beat generational curses is to practice. national principles. So you might see, give me a name, somebody, one of our people get murdered, and then you see our people in the streets twerking on top of the the police trucks, and they videoing it. But you see how people getting murdered, and everybody standing around just videoing, thinking that they're gonna send this somewhere and it's going to get taken care of somehow. That's not national principles. That's a generational mindset. We got to break out of what would nations do when their people are murdered? When they start twerking at the funeral, lap dancing all over the place? No, they won't do that. Somebody getting sued, somebody is getting charged. So this is a way you start getting a national principle mindset. That's right, S Peaks. That's right. CDC eviction moratorium. Yeah, they never did have authority in the first place to do that, but because their cousins is threatened to sue them, they said, all right, just go ahead and you can throw them out now. Throw them on the streets. Throw people into the streets. Because some people haven't been paying or exchanging notes before COVID. So they backed all the way up. National principles is how you get rid of it. You can't just, it's not just going to happen at one setting. You have to really understand or comprehend national principles. If I can't think of the sister who got body slammed by the policy enforcer and set up, you don't get remedy, or you don't break a generational curse by marching and praying. You start to take action, and you start to come at it from other nations, like Corinne Gaines from Baltimore. Did you just see what happened with her? Was settled a lump sum of fiat. They took it away. It came back. They just settled on giving her $3 million, something like that. Giving her sons and family a large amount to compensate for the injury or the crime. That's what needs to happen. We need to start coming together like that, instead of we are going to go have a vigil or prayer circles and candle lightings. No, we need to take action. If somebody from Asia, one of their nationals, was to get attacked here, you think they're going to stand around and have a prayer vigil? No, they're going to go to court. They're going to go invoke international law. Same thing with India. One of theirs get murdered. You think they're going to stand around and wait for the Dalai Lama and all this? They're not going to do all of that. They are going to invoke international law. Some may argue, well, they gave up their international rights. That's a different story, but I'll just give you an example. How can we get our nationality if we don't have the money? Nationality is you declaring that you are a national, not outside of the jurisdiction that's placed on our people. So if you have Negro, Black, or Colored, that's a tag or a brand in law under the color of law, which codes apply to that. So black male, white male, that's a code. So if you don't know who you are, this is a part of how they're able to rob our people. So it all starts with self, and then learning about your nationality, who you are, who our people were before they were branded as Negro, Black, and Colored.
We're gonna do like 2 more questions, then we're gonna close it out.
That's right, Mother Whitney. You said what? Why so many temporal laws? I don't know what you mean by that, but there's many laws. If you say laws, you got to be specific. I don't know, what laws are you referring to? We can only do it as a group, not as individuals. Exactly, 43 Coco. Exactly. We got to do it together. Yeah, there's many laws on this plane. So you got jurisprudence, and just to be quick, if I was to walk inside of a hospital, there's certain laws as far as their code, their language goes. I can't just walk in and know everything they're talking about. I got to learn the law of their lingo. Um, so it's the same way. There's many different laws: the law of chemistry, biology, um, the laws of reading, the laws of finding out information. So, there's many different laws, but true laws don't change because laws are based off principles. Principles do not change. Man makes codes that change.
Okay, we're gonna do one more question, we're gonna close it out.
You say why people are not seeing the Great Fall? Well, because they've been programmed to not see it. Just think of how many schools do we currently control right now? How many lines of employment do we control right now? Um, how many homes do we control right now? None. As a nation, as a as a whole, is none. You might see your celebrities with estates and things like that, but they still are not in the proper status. So does it really count? No. So that's part of the reason why. But yep.
Yeah, fam, we definitely gonna close it out right here. It's actually 11:34. That's the exact time that I actually wanted to close it out like a little over like 11:30. Plus it's getting a little late, so many of us definitely have to get up and rise and stuff like that. But I definitely will say we really appreciate y'all. Matter of fact, we definitely appreciate the panel. Noble William Jolly Bay, Noble Isaiah L, Noble B Forte L, Noble Nuff, and then of course Shami Noble B Miles 84, of course. And I definitely will say it's been an honor and a privilege having everybody on the chat tonight. And like I said, we definitely looking forward, to like bringing more information. Like I said, I wanted to be in the background tonight, and I just wanted, the brothers on the panel, to go ahead and bring forth the information.
I apologize. I had to take a phone call. I just wanted to say that it was I enjoyed the stream. I ain't see Isaiah in a minute, so I just wanted to say what's good, brother. How you feeling? You know what I'm saying? Looking sharp today. Jolly Bay, how you feeling? You know? But this was great. You know what I'm saying? And we really need to get back into doing this again though, as a team. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to let our people know what's really going on, because I think that we have the answers to help them out. And I want everybody to know in the chat earlier was not, that wasn't bashing anybody, but that's what the issue that our people face because of the conditioning that we went through, and seeing it every day on how our women and how our men are interacting with each other is very appalling, and we can do better. And we really, all we have, to tell you the truth. I mean, because when I say gentrification is real, it's real. And a elder told me that in the city that we're in, that the Russians are buying out the properties and they're moving our people out in the counties. Okay? She said that public transportation is stopping at 6:30 p.m. So this situation is actually happening right now because they know who you are or who we are. They don't want you to claim who you are. They never did. But like Noble Enough said, if we all really came together and really be on something like, let's let this thing happen and stop it, we could do it. Noble Isaiah says a lot of things too that's in contrary unto what Nufusat been saying, what everybody been saying. Everybody have all of this information. But I will say that everybody's a leader in their own right. Our people just need to stop looking for the leaders and look within yourself as well, because everybody has something to bring to the table. Everybody has solutions. But the thing is, the solutions that's given, how many of us going to really take those solutions and be like, all right, I'm in, let's do it, without somebody bowing out? Because, we all see people bow out the solutions that we brought to the table. And I know everybody know I'm telling the truth because it happened. Because we've been like, okay, we're going to push this. As soon as we push it, our people just wait. We got to stop waiting because time is ticking on that clock. Period. And you can't always have no Isaiah talking. You can't always have B Miles talking. You can't have Jolly Bay talking. You can't have Nuke talking. You can't have Shay Marie talking. You can't. It's like the people that know what's going on, we're trying to bring it to the forefront. There's so many things that all of us really want to say, but YouTube is so censored now. You can't say but so much. That's why you have to get the little pieces for everybody to do the research. Nobody is a busy young man. He out here doing a whole lot of things. And just to have him on here tonight on his busy schedule says a lot. And I respect you, brother, because you do a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely respect you. Just by you taking the time out to tell everybody what's going on. All love, man. Keep that in mind. You don't have to do the things that you're doing, but you choose to do it. And that's divine love sending to you. Same thing with everybody in the chat. Same thing with all the brothers on the panel and the mothers that's been on the panel, everybody. But I just want to say that it's all love, and, you know, we have to do better as a people. And financial literacy is one of the ways that we can start. And that's it. I mean, any books recommend, get the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki. Get those books. Start educating yourself. Get books by Dr. Claude Anderson. Educate yourself on finances. Because once you study finances, everything else is going to open up to you. The law is going to really start coming. Sometimes some people might get to study the laws. And when you study the laws, that's when the financial literacy is going to take place. But everything goes hand in hand. Then next thing you know, the spiritual going to start taking place. So I just wanted to say that. And B Miles, thank you for having yours truly on here. It's an honor. It's a privilege to be on your panel. Divine love, wisdom to everybody. Islam. I want to say, Hotep everything, like, you know, Shalom everything. And that's it.
All right, okay, yeah, we definitely going to close it out here. And I'm definitely want to thank everybody that been on the panel tonight. And like I said, we definitely appreciate your time getting this information. And like I said, y'all keep on doing your reading and your research, and also doing your studies as well. Until next time, one love once again. Peace out. And now, Noble William Jolly Bay, any little last remarks real quick, or you okay?
I'm fine, brother. Thank you for asking.
No doubt. All right, peace, man. We out.